Well, here is the man of the hour, the man who puts on everything that you guys have seen here at the Detroit Grand Prix, Mr. Bud Denker. Thank you so much for taking the time. This year, you were talking about it, 77 different sponsors wanted to come join the fun, wanted to be here for the duel in Detroit. How does that make you feel overall?
Well, I'm very, very gratified by that, but I'm not the man, by the way. My team, Michael Montry and Merrill Kane and Gary Bays, Kathleen Borski and Samantha, many others are the ones that make this happen. I'm just kind of here to the face, really. And yeah, 77 sponsors this year. I think in the teens for new sponsors as well. We've had 30-some sponsors have been part of it since 2012, which is amazing. And those are the corporate partners that make this possible. Of course, General Motors is the biggest one, and then Lear coming on board this year as a presenting sponsor was a big deal for us too. And I tell you, we made I think the city proud and made our partners proud this weekend.
I was just listening up there, and you have made this deal with IndyCar. If they come in here, we're doing a duel every time, back-to-back Saturday, Sunday race. I know the fans are really enjoying that. Why do you want to have that decision, to be able to do a Saturday, Sunday race, especially after Indy 500?
Yeah, it's a tough deal to have our athletes, have to work at Indy for 3 straight weeks, and the crews also, and then come here and compete for 2 straight days. It's very, very wearing and tearing on. This is a very bumpy track, very technical track, a difficult track. 70 laps on one day is more than enough for 1 weekend. We make them do it twice. But, the fact that we have such great corporate partnerships here, our partners want that to be 2 days. They want to bring customers on Saturday and bring customers on Sunday. And it used to be that when we had the IndyCar race, one time they would all come on Sunday only and fill up their chalet and had a hard time getting people here on Saturday. So now it's an equal measure. Our partners get double the dollar for it. We didn't raise our prices as a result of that. We kept them the same. So they're benefiting as a result of having that double as well, and so are we. And so is the city, because now we're getting 6 hours of coverage on ABC around the world that we only had before on one day.
That's amazing. We've been walking around. Friday is, of course, free day here, and you have tons of things for families. Very family-oriented, very family-friendly. I love seeing all the new things. We have some new things coming out, especially with all the sports teams that's coming downtown. Do you feel like that's going to bring some more momentum, having all the sports teams down here, especially if the Wings, keep it going, moving into that new arena?
Well, now it's a good point, because we're going to be the only city in North America to have all 4 major teams in a downtown marketplace. Only one. And that's a big deal for us. So I think next year when you see the new Little Caesars Arena opening with the Pistons playing in there and the Red Wings playing there, it can only add to what we're doing here as well too. The downtown is on a huge renaissance right now, and having this event here every year, the start of the summer, after the Indy 500, builds that momentum that the city continues to need. And those aerial shots of our island on the back straightaway and down the footprint of the island are just captivating for the people around the world. So I get texts every weekend saying, I never knew how beautiful your riverfront was and how beautiful Belle Isle Park is.
I had a chance to talk to the mayor of Windsor earlier today, and we were mentioning how crazy would it be if we built another bridge from here over to Canada, started in Detroit, raced around Belle Isle, ended up in Canada, and you could combine 2 international things. We were just talking about it. He's like, we've been waiting for it for 10 years now.
Yeah, we got hopefully a new bridge coming with our governor in Ontario. But Mayor Dokens, who you talked to, is a great partner of ours. Eddie Francis, the previous mayor, when we announced we're bringing the Grand Prix back to Detroit in 2006, he was the first person to call me and say, how can I help? Eddie Francis in Windsor. So, and now almost 10% of our attendees every year are Windsorites, and they're from or outside the Windsor area. They're big open wheel fans in Windsor. So a lot of our volunteers, 70 of our 980 volunteers are from Windsor. So a lot of support from our cross-border friends, and Mayor Dokens is a great partner of that.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. We truly appreciate it. One more question. I'm not going to ask you the nickname because we already know that one. Daredevil Denker, by the way. You never know. I still want to hear those stories one time, off a race weekend here. But if you could bring one thing here, because you've brought so much, we've seen the Patron, the new tents, of course, bringing so many acts here. What's one big thing that you would love to bring to the island to share with everybody if we could do that?
It's a good question. I think the one thing I want to have every year, of course, is great weather. That's the thing we depend on, and we had that this year. Today, on Sunday morning, I woke up and it was raining at my house, and I said, oh boy, what kind of day are we going to have? And it built through the day, and of course, it never had a touch of rain. So I think the one thing that I want every year to ensure our success and ensure the success of people coming down here is just good, decent weather. And that's the one thing I can't control. I can control the thing. I can build things. I can build infrastructure. I can take care of our customers, take care of the media, and do things for them, but I can't control the weather. So the one thing I need every year is good weather.
Well, thank you once again. Great weekend. I know Graham's got to be so excited. He's got to be really, really excited, especially because his dad's done this. I feel like it's full circle for him. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, just being able to be in the same footsteps. So thank you for everybody, Chevy, for bringing us here to do that.
Great.
Thank
you all
you.
very much.